There we go. So this week we're focusing on improving our breath by loosening the muscles in our torso. We'll start laying flat again, everybody. So I'm going to mute you all. Don't forget, if you have questions, to wave at me. And we'll start laying flat on our backs in a nice comfortable position. And today with our body scan, what I really want you guys to focus on is your breath and the movement in your body as you're taking your breaths. So for the first couple, just lay in any position where you're comfortable, and then take a nice deep inhale. And as you're inhaling, just really pay attention to how far into your body that breath is going, how much movement you have in your body as you're taking that breath. And same as you exhale, really focus on where the breath is coming out from and the movement in your body as you're exhaling. And then bring one or both of your hands up to the top of your chest, like just under your neck, kind of. And take another breath and try to focus on bringing that breath to where your hands are. So you're really focusing on bringing that breath into the upper chest. And exhale. And then move your hand or hands down to the bottom of your rib cage. And same thing, take another breath and try to focus on bringing your breath to right underneath of your hands. So filling up your mid belly now. And exhale. And then move your hand or hands under your back. So even if you can only just fit your fingertips under, just somewhere under either your mid or your low back. And then take those breaths again and again, try to bring your breath to where your hands are. So now you're trying to focus on bringing your breath into your low back or your mid back, wherever you have your hand placed. And see if you can feel that part of your body filling up with air. And exhale again. And then move your hands to your low belly, so right above your pubic bone. And same thing again, taking a nice deep inhale and focusing on bringing your breath to where your hands are. So bringing that breath into your low belly now, filling up your low belly. And exhaling. Good, and now go ahead and just lay your arms beside you and bring your knees to a bent position. So knees are bent, feet are standing flat on the floor. And we're going to start with some flattens and some tilts. And we're going to put them right together right from the get-go. But if anyone is having trouble with your back, remember to keep these movements nice and small. So we're going to start with an inhale and tilt. Just the tailbone rolling forward and down gently to the floor, small arch of the back. And exhale, super slowly releasing that tilt. Slow, slow and smooth. And at the end of that release, going right into flatten, bringing your pubic bone and your ribs towards each other, flattening your back to the floor. Holding for just a moment and super slowly releasing. Really focusing on your abdominals as you slowly release that contraction. And at the very end of that release, going into tilt again. Inhale, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor, just a small tilt. And exhale, super slowly releasing, slow and smooth as you can. And at the end of that release, going right into flatten again, bringing your pubic bone and ribs towards each other, flattening your back to the floor. And now bring your hands up to your belly. Before you begin to release, I want you to feel that release this time. So now slowly start to release in the belly and really feel with your hands and from inside yourself how slow and smooth you're able to release that contraction in your belly. And at the very end of that release, going into tilt again, inhale, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor. And then super slowly releasing. Slow, slow and smooth. And then one more time. Flattening into the floor, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other. Tummy is tight. Hold for just a moment. And now even slower this time. Super, super slow and smooth. Releasing that contraction in your belly. And at the end of that release, you're going to just rest. Good, and now we're going to do the steeple arms. So you're going to bring your arms, your hands, the palms of your hands together, and your fingers will be pointing straight up to the roof. So your arms will be long and straight up above you. Yes, just like that, Courtney. Yes, that's it, everybody. Hang on, what's Natalka doing? No, up to the ceiling, Natalka, instead of to above your head that way. Yeah, that way. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to start to lower those steeple arms to the right, and you're going to focus on keeping your hands together as you slow and smooth begin to lower the arms towards the right. And you're not going to be able to go all the way to the floor because you're keeping your palms together. The palms are going to slide a little bit. So lowering the arms towards the right, towards the floor. And you'll notice that as you're doing that, your left shoulder's coming off the floor and your torso is going to turn a little bit, and that's okay. Let it go ahead and turn. And only go as far as you can go comfortably. And then slow and smooth, you're going to bring those steeple arms all the way back up and over to the other side now. Nice and slow. Remember, the slower and the smoother that you go, the more information you're going to send to that motor cortex. So slowly lowering those arms now to the left. Once you've gone as far as you can go comfortably to the left, slowly begin to bring those arms up. And when you get to center, as you start to let those arms go to the right, you're now going to let your knees go to the left. So your arms are slowly coming up and over and going to the right, and your knees are now slowly going to lower to the left. Only going as far as you can go comfortably, and then super slowly reverse that movement. So slowly bringing the arms up and begin to take them to the left. And your knees are slowly coming up and drifting now to the right. When you've gone as far as you can go comfortably, reverse again. Slowly bring the arms up and over, taking them to the right as your knees slowly begin to drift down to the left. When you've gone as far as you can go comfortably, reverse, and we're going to do one more to each side, but these last two, I want you guys to do them even smaller this time. So go ahead and switch, but you're going to make the movement even smaller. So you're going a little less with the arms and a little bit less with the knees. Good, and when you've finished your last one, bringing it back to center. And then nice and slowly, you're going to lower your arms back down. And just take a moment to rest. And now I'm going to have you cross your right knee over the left. So your right leg will cross over. And again, though, remember, always in comfort. So if it's uncomfortable for you to cross the legs, go ahead and keep them uncrossed. And now you're going to reach your left arm up above your head. This time it will stay on the floor though. So it's along the floor up above your head. And your right arm can just be wherever it wants to be comfortable. So now with that left arm, I want you to kind of wiggle your fingers just a little bit and think of lengthening that left arm. And as you're lengthening that left arm, you're now slowly going to let your knees drift to the right. So super slowly, letting your knees drift towards the right, towards the floor, as you're lengthening that left arm. When you've gone as far as you can go comfortably, then slowly bringing those knees back up to center. And when you're back to center, rest for just a moment. And then we're going to repeat that one again. So lengthening and reaching the left arm and slowly letting the knees drift to the right. Remember with that arm to lengthen, but not to stretch. Make sure you're not actually pulling that arm into a stretch. It's just lengthened nice and gently. When you've lowered those knees as far as they can go comfortably, then slowly bringing them back up to center. And then nice and slow, you're going to uncross your legs and switch, and your left arm can now just come resting either beside you or on your chest, wherever's comfortable, as you now lengthen the right arm along the floor up above your head. Crossing the left leg over now. So first just wiggling the fingertips of your right hand and lengthening that right arm. You should notice as you lengthen it that shoulder blade kind of presses into the floor a little bit more. Now, as you're gently lengthening that arm, slowly begin to lower your knees to the left. Nice and slow, with control, always staying in your comfort zone. When you've gone as far as you can go comfortably, slowly bringing those legs back up to center. When you're back to center, taking just a moment to rest, and then repeating it one more time. Lengthening the right arm, and slowly lowering your legs to the left, slowly with control, letting them drift down towards the floor. And then super slowly bringing it back to center. Once you're back to center, you're going to slowly bring that arm back down and uncross your legs. And take just a moment to rest. So now we're going to do a little bit of release in our obliques and our sides, and I'm going to keep you guys laying on your back for this one. And what you're going to do is I want you to think of bringing your right knee, your feet are going to stay on the floor, but you're going to think of bringing your right knee towards your face as you press your left knee away from your body. Now, as you do that, you're going to notice that your right hip lifts up and it contracts in your right side just a little bit. So hold that for just a moment and then super slowly begin to switch. So you're slowly releasing the contraction on your right side as you release the right knee, and the left knee now is slowly coming towards your face as you press into the floor and press the right knee away from you. And now your left side will be contracted. Slowly begin to release now that contraction on the left side. As you slowly begin to switch, so slowly begin to press now into the left foot and pressing the left knee away from your body as you bring the right knee towards you, contracting now on the right side. Holding for just a moment and super slow and smooth. So really focusing on that, on the obliques right above your hip, and notice how slow and smooth you can release that side. Switching again. Pressing into the right foot now, pressing right knee away from you as you bring the left knee towards, contracting in the left side. And holding for just a moment and super slowly, switching one more time, slowly releasing now on the left. Pressing now into the left foot and pressing the left knee away as you bring the right knee towards you, contracting in that right side. Holding for a moment and super slowly release. When you've released on this right side, just pause and take a moment to rest. Now we're going to do an arch and flatten with our arms. So we're going to start with our arch, inhaling, rolling the tailbone forward and down at the same time. Now rolling your arms open so that your palms are facing up to the ceiling, and tilt your head back. Hold for just a moment. And now exhale super slowly, releasing in your hips, letting your low back float back down towards the floor. Slowly begin to roll your arms over. And then going right into flatten, you're going to roll those arms so the back of your hands are touching either your thighs or your body. So your arms are rolling inwards. So you'll feel a little bit of a squeeze. The back of your hands will be towards your body. Exhale, inhale again probably. Slowly begin to release now the contraction in your belly. Slowly letting your arms roll back down to palms down. And at the end of that release, going into tilt again, arms will begin to roll open so that the palms are up as you roll your tailbone forward and down to the floor, arching your low back. Tilt your head back. Hold for a moment. Exhale as now you super slowly release the contraction in the back of your neck. Slowly releasing in the shoulder blades and your back, letting those arms now rolling back over to palms down, and going right into flatten, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other and rolling the arms inwards so the back of your hands are touching either your thighs or your hips, but you're going to feel that little bit of a squeeze in your pecs as your shoulders are now squeezed gently together. Slowly now inhale as you release that contraction in your belly, releasing in your chest as your arms slowly roll back, nice and slow. And going into your tilt again one more time, rolling the arms open now, palms up, rolling your tailbone forward and down, tilting your head back. Shoulder blades are pressed gently to the floor. Super slowly release now. Slowly releasing in the back of your neck, slowly releasing in your back and your hips, slowly letting your arms roll back to palms down. When your palms are down and you finished releasing, take a moment to rest. Now we're going to do our wash rag. So we're going to bring the arms out to our sides. So your arms are on the floor. Both will be palms facing down to start. And we're going to start with doing our palm will be rolling open to the right and our knees will be lowering to the left. So inhale, slowly begin to roll your right arm to palm facing up as your head turns to the right to look at your palm that's facing up and your knees now slowly lowering to the left. Knees are lowering to the left. You're looking to the right, looking at your palm up. When you've gone as far as you can go comfortably, slowly begin to switch the movement. Begin to bring the knees back up and over as you slowly begin to roll the right palm down and begin to roll the left arm so that palm's facing up, head is slowly rolling from the right and looking to the left. And when you've gone as far as you can go comfortably to that side, slowly reversing again. Slowly rolling the left arm to palm down, head rolling to the right as the right palm's rolling up. Knees are coming up and over to the left. And notice the lengthening that's happening in your back as you do this movement. When you've gone as far as you can go comfortably, slowly begin to reverse again. Slowly bringing the knees up and over to the right as you slowly roll the right palm down, left palm's rolling up as your head begins to turn to the left. And when you've gone as far as you can go, slowly with control, switching again. Slowly bringing those knees up and over to the left now as the left palm turns down, the right palm begins to turn up, and your head is turning to the right. And when you've gone as far as you can go comfortably, slowly bringing everything back to center again. Once you're back to your centered position and you've taken just a moment to rest, you're going to bring your hands now either up behind your head or your ears because we're going to do arch and curl. So wherever your comfortable position is for those hands and arms to be. I personally like to just put my fingertips behind my ears, but you may need more support for your head. And we're going to start with the inhale and arch, and everyone's backs should be nice and loose now, so you should be able to add a bit more into your shoulder blades. So we're going to start with the inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down. At the same time, press the shoulder blades down and think of drawing them towards your tailbone. Tilt your head back, let your jaw open softly and hold for just a moment. And now exhale as you super slowly, so slow, release the contraction in your pelvis, slowly releasing in your shoulders and neck, slowly letting your back float back down towards the floor. And at the end of that release, going right into flatten, bringing your pubic bone and ribs towards each other, bring your elbows together and gently lift your head and chest into that soft curled position. Hold for just a moment. Now, as you slowly begin to lower your head, you should be inhaling again now. Slow release of those abdominals, really focusing on your abs as you're letting your head come back down. Once your head is touching the floor, then slowly letting the elbows open. Nice and slow and smooth. And when you finish that one, take just a moment to rest. And then we'll repeat one more time. Inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor. Press your shoulder blades down and draw them towards your tailbone. Tilt your head back. Let your jaw open softly. Exhale now as you super slowly begin to release the contraction. Slowly letting your hips and back come back down towards the floor. Slowly releasing in the shoulders and neck. Slow and smooth. And at the end of that release, going into flatten, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, flattening your back, bringing your elbows together, and gently lifting your head and chest. And hold for just a moment. And super slowly lowering your head, really focusing on those tummy muscles as you lower your head, as slow and smooth as you can. When your head is back down to the floor, slowly opening the elbows. And when your elbows are back down to the floor, taking just a moment to rest. And we'll repeat that one more time. Inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down, pressing the shoulder blades down, drawing them towards your tailbone, tilting your head back, letting your jaw open softly. Exhale, super slowly releasing. Super, super slow and smooth. Letting your pelvis come back towards neutral. And at the very end of that release, going into flatten, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, flattening your back to the floor, bring the elbows together, lifting the head and chest. Hold for just a moment. Super slow now, focusing on those abdominals as you slowly lower your head. Slow, slow, slow. Once your head is resting comfortably, slowly letting the elbows open. And once your elbows are back down to the floor, take just a moment to rest. Then you're going to slowly bring your arms to laying beside you. And we're going to do just a couple of movements for our neck now. So the first one we're going to do is you're going to be tilting your head backwards, just like you were in that arch and curl, but just the head now. So your head is tilting back as your chin comes towards the ceiling. Hold for a moment, and now super slowly bring your head back to neutral, slow and smooth, really watching for those bumps or jerks or any glitchy movements. Once your head is back to neutral position, rest for a second. And now you're going to be lifting your face. Now don't do it yet. You're going to be lifting your face towards the ceiling, but don't be crazy and lift your face like a foot off the floor. I only want you to lift your head like an inch at the very most. Your head is really heavy. So only an inch. You're going to lift your face straight up to the ceiling. Hold for just a second, and now slowly lower your head, slow and smooth, back down to the floor. And take a moment to rest. And now you're going to tip your chin towards your chest as you gently just lift the head slightly, but with your chin tucked. And now slowly lowering your head again. Nice and slow and smooth. And take a moment to rest again. We're going to repeat those three. So we're starting again with tilting the head back. So tilting your head back on the floor, chin coming towards the ceiling. Hold for just a moment and super slowly release. Nice and slow, slow and smooth. And resting when you finish that one. And then lifting your face up towards the ceiling again, only lifting your head an inch off the floor, face goes straight up, hold for a moment, super slow lower. Slow, slow, slow and smooth. Bye, Courtney. And one more. You're going to tip your chin now towards your chest and gently lift the head. Hold for a moment. Super slowly lowering. Nice and slow and smooth. Lowering your head back down to the floor. And rest. Good, now we're gonna go back into our scan position. So however you were at the beginning, if your legs were long and flat, you're gonna lower your legs again. And we'll start with just our arms laying relaxed, taking a couple nice deep breaths again. And now go ahead and bring either one or two hands up to the top of your chest, right below your neck. And on this next inhale, focusing on breathing that breath right below your hands. So filling your upper chest with that breath. And exhaling. And now bringing your hands down to your lower rib cage. And taking another breath, really focusing on bringing that breath to right underneath of your hands. And exhaling. And now taking your hands and bringing them underneath your back, wherever you had them the first time, whether it's mid-back, low back. And it could be the back of your hand, whichever's comfortable. And taking this next breath, focusing on bringing that breath down into the back of your torso. And exhaling. And if you need to do one more in that spot, go ahead and do one more. And exhaling again. And next, moving your hands to your low belly, right above your pubic bone. And bringing that next breath into filling your low abdomen. And exhaling. And one more time. Nice inhale, filling your low belly. And exhaling. And then slowly, when you're ready, without rushing, you're going to roll to your side and come up to sitting. We have some time for a little bit of feedback and questions.